Another way a board has to think about how you're going to finance it is you might have to raise the common charges, but it's better to raise them and do all these efficiency improvements and then save money in the end and then not raise the rates again later. It's also better to do that than continually assessing your tenants for energy surcharges. When oil prices go up, a lot of people were surcharging their tenants. And the last thing I just thought I'd mention, I don't know if any of you live in low, moderate, or middle income buildings, but there's an organization called Community Preservation Corporation, CPC, that has a $1 billion energy efficiency financing initiative, and they can help those buildings. So in conclusion, the green building laws are going to affect your co-op or condo if you have more than 50 units, approximately. And building owners must hire certified energy auditors and retrocommissioning agents. They must be done every 10 years. And remember, if you take away nothing else, early compliance is key. And as far as the funding sources, there are multiple funding sources. You do have to cobble them together, but there's a lot there. And attractive financing terms are negotiable with the banks if you go to the right banks, and vendor financing is available. And the other thing I like to say is what the market value is equal to the market value. So are there any questions? I think I got right under the wire there.
I have a question. You mentioned the teams that would do the audits and the retro commissioning are going to be engineers, architects, registered architects. Not all registered engineers or architects are available to do that, right? They have to be
certified. They have to have at a minimum for the audit the multifamily building analyst certification,
right.
And for retro commissioning, it's very, very specific what those certifications are, and you can find them.
So it's just really finding, through the online or whatever.
Right. I think a good place to start. A good place to start is, if you wanted me to help you, I could help you. But another good place to start is with the NYSERDA Multifamily Performance Partners, and you can go to NYSERDA's website, nyserda.org, and look for the multifamily program, and then look for the partners, and that's a good place to start, because they can certainly do the audit. But again, they don't all have the certifications for the commissioning, but they're working on that.
Will the architects and engineers who will be performing these reviews or audits, are they going to be trained? Do they have to take some type of certification training, or is it just part of their regular engineer and architect certification?
No, they have to be certified, and you're really better off hiring someone that's done it before, that understands large multifamily buildings. I mean, I have to say most architects don't do this. And the energy auditing firms, they have staffs. They have, some people do nothing but collect the data. They do other people that are, just do the modeling. Other people just, examine the ways of improving the systems after looking at all that other material. So it's a team effort. It's not just hiring an architect to do the audit. It's more involved. And the laws are not that long to read. If you read them, it's very clear what the certifications are, and you can look at that. If you come up later, I can show you.
Could you explain what type of tax credits and abatements will be available?
Probably we should do that one-on-one. I mean, I can give you a good website to go to find all that out. I mean, off the top of my head, I know you can get federal tax credits for windows, roofs. You can get state tax credits for solar. You can get a city property tax abatement for solar, PV, and green roofs. They're working on a pilot for solar thermal. There's a ton of stuff. If you go to a website called desireusa.org, which was on one of the slides, and you click on, there's a map of the United States, and you click on New York State, you can see everything that's available, including from utility companies.
Isn't there already an approved list on NYSERDA's website of providers?
Yeah, those are the partners. That's right.
That's NYSERDA's program, so that's a great place to start.
Right. That's what I said. Yeah, just go there. That's an excellent place to start. And they've just vetted that list, so now the people that are left are really the good qualified ones. NYSERDA is that's a good question, and I should have said that. It's the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, and they collect from us as ratepayers to Con Ed what's called the SBC, the Service Benefit Charge. So every time you pay your Con Ed bill, you pay them a little extra money, that Service Benefit Charge, and that goes to NYSERDA, and that's the money that you're getting back. It's your money. Now with the new programs, I told you they closed down the multifamily performance program last June, and now they're starting it back up again. Now they have multiple streams of funds, and it's a little more complicated now. So they have money allocated to gas projects that can only be used for gas projects, electric money for electric projects, and so on. So it's a little bit more complicated. It's not just the SBC money, but it's the agency that gives you back the money. But you have to apply to the program. It's it's a little time consuming, but it's there's ways to get some financing there. Yes.
You mentioned up there on the slide the competitive bid process. Is that the competitive bid process that's shown there for the energy audit and commissioning, or is it for the doing the actual work?
Well, this is how I do it. So this is just how I would do it. So what I do if a board hires me, and they're volunteers, right? They have day jobs, and this is a kind of a complicated process. So what I do is I like everybody to play fair and be on even keel, and so I do an RFP with at least 5 energy auditing firms. Likewise, I do the same for the retro commissioning. So that way, the co-op board can look at look at 5 really decent proposals and say, and then they don't just do it based on cost, because we look at who's done a building that's like your building, who understands a pre-war with passive ventilation, who understands a mechanically vented building, who understands, a building that's on Riverside Drive that's facing the river that, half of it's cold and half of it's hot, so who does really large buildings, and so on. And so at the end, they don't pick it based on price. They don't. They have other reasons why they select, and in fact, they don't always pick the low-cost bidder. Any others? You're asking really good questions. Okay, so if there's no more, thank you very much for coming. What?